Hello and welcome back to another video on TGM Guitars. I'd like to start my video off how I always start them, just saying thank you to everyone who's shown support, whether that's through simply watching a video, leaving a comment, like, rating, or even subscribing to the channel. So if you do enjoy this video, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button and become part of the community. Without further ado, let's jump into the topic of today's video. So I believe I mentioned it in the last video that I would probably be buying a guitar pretty soon. So as of recording this, it was my birthday yesterday and I decided last week to treat myself to a new guitar, which you'll know what it is because of the title of this video. It's that bit different from everything else I own, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I thought today I will show that thing off to you guys. So let's jump over to a bit of guitar playing and just tell you a little bit about this thing and why I decided to purchase it. So here we have it, my brand new So here we have it, my latest purchase, and I've got to try and be careful with these lights because there's a lot of reflection going on here. And if you're unfamiliar with what this is an EVH Wolfgang standard in this really stunning Northern Lights finish. I was going to do a video of me going and getting the guitar, trying it out and doing all of that. But unfortunately, when I was looking for them, there were only two available in this colour in the whole of UK, and trying to get that colour across on camera it's always difficult, and unfortunately the nearest shop was in Sheffield, which isn't near at all, so I couldn't exactly drive up there. Well, I could have, but it would have been a bit excessive when I could just click it and get it ordered and turn up the next day. So I did just that. Was a little bit worried about buying it at first because it's so far removed from my usual kind of stuff. I know the most modern type of guitar I've got is my PRS, which has got quite a familiar feeling neck to it. It feels very standard to my Les Paul. And this, you've got a compound radius on the fretboard going from 12 to 16. You've got a kind of faster neck, but it is ever so comfortable, these rolled edges. Neck itself and fretboard are baked maple. It isn't a one-piece kind of baked maple neck. It is two pieces. So you've got the fretboard glued on top of the main board. I think it's dual reinforced with carbon rods as well as the dual action truss rod, which you can get to the little spindle down here to change it. Hasn't got locking tuners on it, but it's a Floyd Rose system, so you've got the full locking nut, locks off down here. It's only a dive bomb style setup, so the tremolo doesn't go back, it's not floating, it only goes forward, which is what I like. And you've got tone, volume, these two Wolfgang pickups, and your standard kind of freeway. Now, because this is a standard, it hasn't got the carved top, it is a flat top with a comfort cut up here, a bit like a kind of Stratocaster setup really. So overall, it's a really comfortable and easy guitar to play. It seems a little bit weird because the neck seems so far shifted this way, but then again that feels a little bit similar to my Brian May Special. And what I have noticed is out of the guitars I've bought recently, bar the Telecaster, I've bought 3 signature model of guitars now. So that video I did a while ago saying our signature's worth it, clearly because I keep spending my money on them. So these are high output pickups. I believe it's about 14k in the bridge, 16k in the neck. Hotter neck pickup, which was interesting. Usually you find it the other way around, but it's obvious that Eddie really thought about this when designing this guitar. Was the hotter the neck pickup, the more it will kind of cut through in a mix and the more you'll hear it, because sometimes it gets a little bit muddy and lost. But yeah, this everything on this guitar has been thought out very well, and I mean from the man himself, so you can't really complain with that. Anyway, that's enough of me talking. What I'm going to do is just give you some sounds and just let you hear what this guitar is all about. So we'll start off, I'm in my Marshall DSL 100, going from my normal pedal board into that then goes into my 2 notes using the same setup as I did for the last video. I thought that sounded rather good with the impulse responses. It was an experiment that went very well. So we'll start off in the clean channel of the Marshall, and yeah, just let you know what it sounds like with a few chords, and starting on the bridge pickup. I understand that does sound like it's breaking up just a little bit, so don't get mad at me, it's just very hot pickup, so even on the cleanest of the channel of the Marshall, you're still going to get a little bit of distortion, but that's what the bridge sounds like up to neck. So very, very nice round, you can hear everything, really nice. And then in the middle, usual kind of Les Paul middle setting, let's call it that. And I've lost a bit off the end of my lapel mic, so let's pop that back on before it ends up getting all distorted. And yeah, it's clean tones, but let's be honest, most people are not using this guitar for that, so I'm going to kick over onto the Ultra Gain. We're going to start with the green channel. I've got the tone shift brought in, gives it a bit more of a, dare I say, a 5150-ish feel, and yeah, that's what you're going for with this thing, so you'll see it's just a true rock machine. And you can do fun stuff like that with it. I mean, what's not to love? So, yeah. What amazes me is the clarity of these pickups. Usually, I've played through high output pickups before and it just becomes a bit of a sonic mess, but this is just so clear. Now, I believe these are ceramic magnets in here. I could be wrong. Feel free to go in the comments and berate me for getting that wrong, but I believe they're ceramic magnets because it's got that kind of crispy high end that you usually find with ceramic magnets. So that's the bridge pickup. And the neck, I mean, with that higher output, it just makes it that much more usable, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sorry if you've come in expecting Eddie Van Halen licks. I can't play like that. Which is, you'll probably ask me why I bought this kind of guitar with that, but it's got Floyd Rose. I needed something with Floyd Rose. I've not got anything with a Floyd Rose, and this fills the bill, so I can do stupid shit like that. Why not? It's always fun, isn't it? That's the sound of the middle pickup. Say middle pickup. The middle setting with two pickups in on this guitar. So what I'm going to do now is putting more gain on it and just have fun with this guitar. It's what I've been doing since I've got it, really, is just probably putting way too much gain on it and messing about. I'm also going to turn on the overtone. That gives me a little bit of upper octave and lower octave. So think Van Hagar sort of sound. That's what I was going for when I kind of programmed this in. So yeah, absolute beast this guitar, especially with way too much gain, let's be honest. And I'm going to go and play some solo bits now and let you hear what that the neck pickup sounds like with loads of gain on. So just doing that, knocking that volume down. It's got treble bleed on it, so you do retain all the nice high kind of fidelity sound of this guitar. So I can't expect to get completely clean the amount of gain I've got on here, but the same goes for that bridge pickup. So, I mean, this thing is a tone machine, and that's what you'd expect. I mean, Eddie Van Halen was always the guy that kind of pioneered rock tone, moved it forward, so it makes sense that his guitar would do that. So, what I'm going to do now is just have some fun, play some riffs that you've probably heard loads of times on here. I would go drop D with it, but I'm currently debating whether or not to buy one of the D tuners. It doesn't come as standard on this guitar, only on the specials, so maybe that'll be a video for the future. What I'm going to do, a bit of delay on it, and yeah, just play it out. So I hope you enjoyed listening to what that guitar can do. I know there's people on YouTube that put it to a lot better use than I can with all the tapping and the shredding, but I bought it because it's something modern. It's got a Floyd Rose. Don't have a Floyd Rose guitar in my arsenal, and while shopping around, it seemed like the best bet for me. Previously, I'd had a Floyd Rose on my first guitar that I modified, and it never really retained tune, so got rid of that. I also had another kind of cheapo, picked up off Facebook, I think it's called a Bandit or something, Floyd Rose on that. Again, something was wrong with the setup. You couldn't actually intonate it. The saddles would not move far enough, so it was a manufacturing issue. So kind of, yeah, parted that guitar out and sold all the bits for upgrades for other stuff. So I wanted to get a Floyd Rose, but one thing I'd always had an issue with was the whole floating system. So with that, it's hard to the deck and it's perfect. I can still do dive bombs and all that crazy stuff, which I'm still kind of figuring out how to do properly. So apologies for what you will have just witnessed. But yeah, it's just the perfect kind of modern, I say modern, it's more you're going your sort of 80s hair metal with that guitar. So my band are hoping to put some songs like that in the set list, so it seemed like the perfect time to buy that guitar. So I'll probably be using it a lot more on this channel for maybe some of the more high gain stuff, some of the more modern stuff, and it just adds to the collection. I've now got something that covers pretty much every single bass, so it's really good to have something like that. It's a lot of fun to play, so easy to play, especially for someone like me coming from your Gibsons and your Fenders. It's nice to have a guitar like that that plays the way that does, because it doesn't feel too far removed from what I'm used to, even with that compound radius fretboard. But I think that's enough of me waffling. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like rating down below, and leave some comments, suggest ways that I can improve. As always, just don't be nasty, we're not about that here. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.